Okay, so now that we've talked about what we think the book is about, we've established that our focus is how the character changes, we're going to go over a couple of vocabulary words that you're going to see in the text, okay? The first is this word at the top, and you pronounce it European, okay? Deanna, will you read it for me?
European, from the continent of Europe.
Okay, European, from the continent of Europe. And I have a map for each of you, and I wanted to point out to you where we are in the continent of North America and where Europe is. Okay, so we are here, so put your finger where we are. We're at the United States of America. You got it, okay? Yep. Yeah, we're kind of more like this area, right, in Tennessee. And to get to Europe, you have to cross the ocean, so drag your finger across the ocean with me, and you get to this group of countries here, okay? This area, this group of countries, is called Europe. Okay, so if someone, you got it. Well, that's Africa. Up here is Europe. That's okay. It's a good question. I think my finger was kind of pointing at Africa, so I probably messed you up. Up here, right, is Europe. Okay, so that's where, if someone is European, they're from this group of countries. Cool. Okay, let's find that word in our text. It's on page 2, on the first page, and it is right at the bottom of the second paragraph. I have my finger on it if you need help finding it, right? So you're going to discover someone who is European, so they're not from the United States, they're from that continent of Europe. Go ahead and flip your page, or your book, excuse me, to the second page. Okay, and you're going to find a word that starts with A in the second paragraph, and it's going to look kind of crazy to you. Maybe not to Giovanna quite so much. Okay, that word is abuelita, which is a Spanish word, right, for grandmother, right? So when you get to that word, it's okay if you don't know how to pronounce it exactly. Just know in your brain that that's a Spanish word for grandmother. Does anyone want to try to say it?
Abuelitas.
Oh, that was good. Abuelita? Yeah, that was awesome. So we're going to learn about a grandmother who goes by abuelita. And if you wanted to make your grandmother giggle a little bit, you could go home and call her that next time you see her. You might be able to call her abuelita. Okay, last word we're going to talk about is on page 6. And, excuse me, that word, actually, I told you the wrong thing. Flip back to 4. It's also on page 4. And that word looks like this. Here it is. Starts with a C. And it's pronounced cicada. Okay? It is a bug, exactly. And my definition says, sure, please read it.
Insect with long wings that makes a loud shooting sound.
Excellent. So in the summertime, if you go outside and you hear that sound when the sun's about to go down, that's this bug. And it's actually rubbing its wings together. Okay, so the sound of a cicada is the sound of the bug rubbing its wings together. Okay, so pronounce this word for me, Zay.
Cicada.
Excellent. When you get to that on page 4, you'll know what's happening, you'll know what's going on. So you have the words European, you have abuelita, and you have cicada that you're going to come across as you're reading this text. Now, going back to our focus, how the character changes, our strategy for figuring out indeed how the character changes is going to be to stop and jot as we read, making notes about how the character feels in that moment. Okay? So I went ahead and did an example for you guys, and I'm going to read this first page and tell you what I wrote. Okay? And then you'll get to read on your own and write yourselves how the character changes and by how he's feeling. Okay? So go ahead and open your books with me to page 2.